Malaysia, the employers there want the government to pay for the COVID-19 tests of foreign workers that they employ. We have more from Ruby Tinawin reporting from Kuala Lumpur, joining us live from Kuala Lumpur. Hello, Ruby. Good evening.
Hello, Alma. Good evening.
Yes. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So, for the news here in Malaysia, the first one is Malaysia's surprise move to ease coronavirus restrictions early and start reopening the economy has alarmed scientists who warn it could trigger a second wave of infection across the country. The movement control order shuttered businesses and schools, stopped people congregating at religious, sporting, arts and cultural events, blocked Malaysians traveling overseas, and restricted interstate level. It was put in place on March 18 and was due to expire on May 12. But with economic costs mounting, Prime Minister Muhyiddin Yassin announced the order would be softened starting from Monday, May 4th. Under the new conditional order, restaurants and food courts are allowed to open, provided they strictly enforce distancing regulations. Offices and shopping malls can also get back to business with stringent cleaning regimes, and some exercises can resume. Schools and religious institutions will remain closed. There have been suggestions that the Prime Minister may have acted after pressure from his political allies to win back the restriction. Merdeka Center pollster Ibrahim Ben Sufyan said, based on a research he did in March, that about 75% of Malaysians approve of the government's handling of the crisis, and the strict lockdown was also broadly supported by Malaysians. 9 of Malaysia's 13 states have indicated they will not fully win back restrictions because local authorities have ongoing health concerns. Meanwhile, Malaysian employers say the government and not companies should pay for COVID-19 tests for foreign workers that they employ. The employers were pushing back against comment by Senior Minister Ismail Sabri Yaakob on Monday, saying that the government wants all migrant workers to be tested, with employers footing the bill. There are about 2.3 million registered foreign workers in Malaysia, mostly in blue-collar jobs. There is also an estimated 3 million more migrants from other countries who work in Malaysia illegally. The Malaysian Employers Federation said the testing requirement might be a knee-jerk action or reaction to the case detected in Kuala Lumpur earlier. However, they feel it was unfair to conclude that foreign workers were the cause of many COVID-19 cases. He said a swab test cost at least 500 ringgit, and there were 2.3 million registered foreign workers in the country. Based on these figures, he said employers would go out of business if they had to pay for the test. Datuk Jamarul Kadir, president of Malaysian Indian Muslim Chamber of Commerce and Industry, said many SMEs were on the verge of collapse, and the added burden of paying for the cost would be a big blow. He said that while testing was a good idea and a fair concern of the government, it should be for those in the COVID-19 red zones areas. Senior Minister said the new ruling applied to foreign workers in all economic sectors, including those working in shops, restaurants, factories, construction sites, and other service-based businesses. He said this was decided by the government following the increase in cases over the past few days, the majority of which were foreign workers. Now, foreign citizens who have overstayed their social visit pass between 1st of January up to 14 working days after the expiry of the movement control order are allowed to return to their home countries without having to obtain a special pass at the immigration office. They can leave the country via the point of entry by reporting to the immigration counter with valid travel documents. Immigration Director General Dato' Khairul Dazaimi Daud said those who leave the country during this period will not be subject to enforcement action and will not be blacklisted. However, foreigners with expired temporary employment visit passes could not use the facility. They will still need to comply with existing rules to return to their home country. Those who did not return to their country of origin within 14 working days after the expiry of MCO should consult and obtain proof from their respective embassies on their justification for not being able to leave the country, or they will face enforcement action and get blacklisted. Back to you, Alma.
All right. Thank you very much, Ruby. How are you doing? You and, I mean, the MCO has already been eased. How is Malaysia looking right now? Is there more traffic?
Well, traffic has started to build up. Yes, it's not totally lifted, but with the conditional MCO, we can do a lot more of activities than usual. Like, for example, instead of one person or two person in any vehicle, now you can four of you can actually drive together, provided you stay in the same house, same place, and it doesn't matter whether you're relatives or not. Alma.
All right. Thank you very much, Ruby. Stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you. Reporting live here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. This is Ruby Tinawin. We live in interesting times.